Good afternoon, everybody. This is Andrew McLoughlin with the National Truck Driving School, and I want to welcome everybody to our live webinar tonight. We have a very special guest. Marty Frady is going to be here from Schneider. I just saw him pop in. Marty, are you there? He's just connected to his microphone, I'm sure. Well, we're waiting to sign in. Let me get some of the housekeeping here. Okay, and then we'll talk to Marty. All right. There's Marty popped in. Marty, we don't have your microphone hooked up yet, it doesn't look like. Okay, so if you're watching on your computer or your laptop or your tablet or even on your telephone, it's very easy to communicate with us. Okay, the first thing we're going to look at is the little orange circle. It has a microphone. Some of you have a telephone that you've called in. You can, it's orange, it has a through it. We are in the listen only mode for the first part of the webinar tonight. And then we're going to open up the line so that you can ask Marty some questions about Schneider. Okay. Do this little hand. I'm going to ask everybody to go ahead and click on their hand. This lets us know that you can hear us okay. If I can get everybody to click on the hand. Beautiful. Thank you, Christopher, James, Thomas, Robert, thanks very much. Okay, we got a lot of people. We just popped in. James Douglas, good. Nicholas. All right, very good. Everybody's got the hand. And I'm going to put all the hands down in one quick sweep like that. If I'm going too fast or you want me to talk more about a specific subject, just raise your hand and we'll go ahead and we'll open up your microphone, okay? The next one is a little questions box, okay? And if you don't have a microphone, I see some of you do not have a microphone. You can type your questions in and we'll try to get all of the questions answered before the end of the session tonight. Okay. All right. All right. So we got Marty Frady from Schneider. How are you doing, Marty?
Hey, doing well. Hope you can all hear me.
Yep, we can hear you. Thanks for being here tonight. And Marty, you've been down to the school a couple of times now, correct?
Correct. And this is like my old stomping grounds. I come and see you guys whenever you were at the old location as well.
Okay, very good, very good. So what we're going to do is we still have a lot of people still coming in. Let me tell everybody a little bit about us and national training. We've been around since 1978. We're a vocational educational school. We teach truck driving and we teach heavy equipment operating. Okay, and our curriculum is ELDT compliant, so the entry-level driver training compliant. Our programs emphasize practical, usable skills blended with relevant general education foundation. The difference you're going to get here at National Training is a lot of hands-on training. It's a very caring environment with a lot of one-on-one type of interaction with the instructors. And of course, we have that open door policy. Now, Florida, we are Florida's oldest private truck driving school. So we've been up and running a little bit over 43 years. We have a state-of-the-art training facility. So it's 350 acres with its own 1.25 mile private highway. So our students will actually, before they ever go out onto the public roads, they're going to learn how to upshift, how to downshift, and how to stop a 70-foot tractor trailer. And we have actually over 40,000 graduates. Now, I see some of our alumni is on here tonight. I people that have registered that say that they already have Class A and they're looking to drive as well. Okay, so we welcome all of you guys. Everybody is welcome. I want to now talk a little bit about our guest tonight. And let me get back to his website here. And we're going to go right here. All right, I'm hoping everybody's seeing Schneider's website. It's schneiderjobs.com. And Marty, if you could just start out, tell us a little bit of the history of Schneider, how it began, and what makes you guys different from everybody else.
Well, thank you again for the invitation. I really look forward to being a part of this. And for Schneider's concerned, we started out in 1935 with only one truck and trailer, and we've grown ever since. Today, we're around 11,000 trucks and 56,000 trailers. So to say that we're a large company, I think would be an understatement. But definitely a company that understands the value of each employee. If it tells you anything, it took me 5 years to get my job here with Schneider. I applied at least once a year for 5 years until I got on board.
Okay, very good. One of the things that us here at National Training love about Schneider is it is a big company, and you have something there for everybody. So let's kind of just go into that a little bit and talk about the different types of training that you have there. Looking for that. Okay. No, I want to talk about experience. No. All right, you're right here. I want to start with the driving opportunities. And when we talked about the different types of things you can do at Schneider, there's something for everybody. Okay, so if we want to start out right here with van truckloads, probably the most popular. What kind of stuff would a driver be doing in van truckloads?
Well, van is about 60% of our company business. So we're doing stuff like Walmart, Target, Home Depot, Lowe's. Anything that can be put into the back of a 53-foot trailer is what we'll be hauling in those.
Okay, and then right below that you got the dedicated, and a lot of people online with us tonight don't have any idea what dedicated. Let's talk to them about that a little bit.
Dedicated accounts are one of those great things about trucking to where you can actually be a part of multiple different companies, but with a dedicated account, you're going to be specifically hauling that customer's freight. So let's just say you sign on to a Walmart account or you sign on to a Dick's Sporting Goods account. You may be traveling all over, your area or your territory, but you're basically making sure that that particular customer is happy and taken care of. Which means if you do it and you've got, let's just say you're just going to do the Southeast, after doing that same customer, the same stores for 6 months, you know it like the back of your hand, which makes life a lot easier because I don't care where you're going in the world. If you do it enough times, eventually it becomes easier.
Right, absolutely. And with dedicated, it doesn't always mean that you're going to be in the same spot.
No, no.
So it
Same
could be
city, multiple stores. It could be anything. Each week is different, again, because traffic's different. But again, for us, you know, in that same customer, you know how they like you to park or how early you can be for that customer. And if you're in the same area all the time, you know where's the best place to get you something to eat, where's the best place that you want to stop and see the sights. That makes life a little bit easier.
right. And next we're going to go to intermodal, and I think you guys are the only ones that will take drivers out of school for intermodal. Now you do a training, an additional training program with them in their finishing school to
Yes.
learn that. But this is a wonderful opportunity where they might need to have their TWIC card.
It's always a plus, but not mandated. And for us, the intermodal, I believe, is going to be the future of the Southeast. The
Absolutely.
ports and stuff are always busy and congested on the West Coast, but they're starting to see that so much that they're even deepening the port of Savannah. And a lot of freight's going to be coming in from the East Coast, and that's basically where it's going to be, delivered. It's going to come on a ship, and then it'll come from the ship to our trucks or to our trains, and from there it just gets moved further inland. But for our area here in Florida and Georgia, the intermodal, I believe, is going to be the future.
Yep, absolutely. And when we talk about intermodal, we're talking about the ports, we're talking about rail yards, we're talking about airports. So lots of things there. Typically, there's a lot more home time
Mm-hmm.
in
Yes.
most cases, and they pay a little bit better. The accounts pay a little bit better, depending upon who you're hauling for. All right. What about your tanker division?
Yeah, tanker is one of those things about being specialized and being good at what you do. As long as you get the tanker endorsement, we'll help you with the rest of the paperwork as far as eventually getting your hazmat. But tanker is one of those things that in my career, I've done it for, not many years, but I have done tanker and I enjoyed it. It got to be to the point where it was a little bit too easy. It's like when you sit around and wait for somebody else to unload your trailer and hook up your hoses. For me, it
Right.
was one of those things that I enjoyed doing, and I could see where you could get a lot of enjoyment out of it. But again, with us, you've got so many different things to choose from that you can pick and choose. And if you like this today and 2 months later you decide you want to do dry van, we can move you to dry van easy,
Very
or
nice.
vice versa.
Now, I always thought when I first started this years and years ago, I hear about tanker, it's gasoline or it's oil,
Mm,
and
no,
that's not what you guys do.
no. Only 30% of our freight that we haul is even hazardous, and we never haul gas or diesel. So we're not hauling any of that stuff. We're hauling stuff like, latex, or we're hauling soaps and detergents and any kind of chemical to that effect. We'd be hauling in those tankers. And we've even talking about how intermodal and bulk, we refer to tanker as bulk, is kind of tied in together. We've actually designed our own tanks that'll fit on a train so that we can also add that to our intermodal portfolio,
Oh,
to say the
wow.
least.
I did
Yes.
not know that. Excellent.
Yeah.
Now, the next one we're going to get into team, and I think by far this is the best way to make money in trucking.
Fastest.
Yeah, fastest way to make money. And again, Schneider is different than a lot of the other companies where you'll actually train a team together.
Correct.
You want to talk about how that works?
Well, we find mentors, or what we call our trainers, that are willing to work together with a couple in order to bring them on board and make sure they're successful. That's one of those things in my background. I actually worked at a trucking school for many years, and training and education ensures that the driver starts off on the right foot in the right direction. So picking a company that, is focused on your training and on safety, safety's got to be number one, or you're not going to be successful. I can have the greatest job that you've ever seen, but if you don't do it safely, you're not going to be successful at it. So for
Absolutely,
us,
absolutely. Now
so for us,
let's
Trinity, go ahead.
we get a lot of husband and wife teams that come here through national training, but we also find like a lot of people, they're here for 4 weeks and they get to be friends with each other and things like that, and they decide they're going to team together. That's all good with Schneider, right?
Yes, exactly. You can either bring in your own partner, your team mate, or we can even use our internal database to help you find somebody if that's what you're wanting to do.
Very nice, very nice. And like so many people, the reason they get into trucking is they want to be by themselves. They want to go in the truck, they want to drive, they don't want a boss over their back, they don't want to worry about somebody else. Schneider also offers lots of solo opportunities as
Yes,
well, and that's throughout all of the different divisions as well there.
correct.
Over the road drivers or road drivers, if you're a team and you're over the road, there's the money. What could an average uh, person come out first year with Schneider?
Our team drivers are the ones that are hauling the high dollar loads, the high dollar freight that they're going to pay us a lot more money to move from point A to B because it normally is time sensitive. So it's nothing for our team drivers to make $1,400-$1,600 a week a piece. So we're talking,
Piece.
yes, we're talking like close to $100,000 each. Now, if this is a husband and wife team, that's basically almost $200,000 going into the same bank account.
Well,
So
I tell
team
my husband,
drivers,
yeah, I tell my husband and wife, you don't have to send that money home. Nobody's spending it. All you're doing is putting that money away, and you guys are saving. In a short period of time, you got a couple $100,000.
yeah, pay
Uh,
cash for stuff, get out of debt, and then
yep.
then go something local or something regional. It's the best way to make sure that you get your feet up underneath you and you get off on the right foot.
Okay. You brought up regional, and for some companies, that means maybe the 4 or 5 states in a radius. Some are, 2,500 miles from home, or a day and a half, or 2 days from home. What's the story with Schneider as far as that is concerned?
We have jobs that change. Our job board, which is the great that you're showing and illustrating our website, schneiderjobs.com. Literally, you can pull up your zip code and see every job that's available to you based on, we consider a student driver anyone with 3 months or less is experience. So as soon as you graduate from a great school like yours, then we can actually bring you on board and have you start in those jobs. And normally, whenever you filter out the jobs, I'm in Florida currently, and whenever I'm doing my searches, there's at least 13 to 15 different jobs that are available, and they could be regional. From time to time, I'll have local jobs for students straight out of school. I know we do a lot for Floor Depot, and we do a lot of stuff for Dick's Sporting Goods. So a
Mm-hmm.
lot of the stuff that's in your area, in this area in Florida, that I can offer you that I've never been able to offer before, because just there's that great a demand for truck drivers currently.
And again, you brought up a good point earlier about being able to go from division to division.
Yes.
We always tell our students, when you're in there, they're going to see different companies like you, and we have other companies that come in as well. And we tell them really kind of research your companies and make that commitment to stay with them for a year or 2 years. Okay. And if you're the type of person that kind of likes something different every day, you're not
Mm-hmm.
going to lose your seniority. You're not going to lose your vacation pay. You're not going to lose any of your benefits if you're transferring within the same company.
Right.
So
And we'd much rather have the drivers be able to move and find the job that's the perfect fit for them, because
right.
once you have a CDL, finding a job is not a problem. Finding the right fit for yourself
Right.
is what you're looking for, because each person needs something different, different home time, different pay. Again, like I said, the tanker was great pay for me, but just wasn't busy enough, which is hard to really say. But it's one of those things, each person has their own likes and dislikes. And with us, we'd much rather have you move within the company to that fit that you're looking for, instead of leaving the company, losing seniority, losing benefits, and again, starting over at the bottom of a pay scale at another company, when in reality, you could have had so many different opportunities and different experiences with one company without losing pay, time off, benefits. And we're really generous as far as it comes to time off and vacation.
Yep. So that's terrific there. I'm not going to go into part-time too much, seasonal work and things like that. Guys that are coming home from college, doing a summer thing. And I mean, and you guys all have programs for stuff like that. What I do want to jump into though is women in trucking.
Mm.
And, in our current class, I think there's 3 women in class right now. But we more and more every class we get more and more women in trucking, and I know that Schneider is one of the leaders as far as hiring women.
Yes.
And let's
That's
talk a little bit about that.
It's one of the great things that I've seen in the industry that's changed over the years. I've been in the industry for over 20 years, and there's no one more for the trucking industry than myself. So much so, I even trained my 50-year-old mom at the time how to drive a truck.
That
So, go ahead.
that's true. Well, and I think that the women, I think sometimes with the stereotypes, I think that they're better truck drivers because
Well,
they're not trying to prove anything.
I
They
wouldn't
go
say
out
they were
there.
worse, that's for sure.
Yeah, they're great. I
Yes.
know as far as students, they take care of the truck and things like that. So I know that Schneider really does a lot of hiring and things like that. Um, let's talk about our military people. We got people online tonight. It looks like from Fort Hood, Texas,
Oh,
is
great.
represented. Um, Camp Lejeune up in North Carolina. All right. Fort Hamilton, New York. All right, are all online with us tonight. And
Welcome.
Schneider is a very military-friendly company. And let's talk a little bit about first what you do for them just with the trucks, and then we'll go into OJT and that kind
We
of thing.
we have a fleet of trucks that pay homage to our veterans in the service and the branch that they come from. So we actually have drivers that are driving our trucks that represent their branch. So it's one of those things, you sign up, and you let us know about what you want to do and how you want to represent not only the company, but your military background. And we pick drivers at least every quarter to drive these trucks and pay homage to our veterans. So that was one of those great things about our fleet of trucks that do that. They're definitely a showstopper and they're a sight to see out on the highway.
Oh, they're beautiful. They're very, very nice trucks. And now let's talk about the on-the-job training, where a veteran, let's say if a veteran uses his GI Bill, maybe to go through a program here at National, they can continue to use that GI Bill going
Correct.
with Schneider. And really what they're working on is they're keeping their BA going.
Yes, or BAH, and that's one of those things. And for us, we definitely want to say thank you for your service to the veterans, and we also prove it with the benefits that we have. So we are the GI Bill Apprenticeship Program approved, so we can actually help veterans continue to get their BAH for the next 12 months if they work for us and go through our training program. And it's based on the city that the company is based out of. So ours is Green Bay, Wisconsin, and the last paycheck I saw was an extra $14.60 a month for BAH.
On top of all of the regular pay
Yes.
and things like that. So a nice way to collect the rest of your benefits.
Yes, and you're going from like $70,000 to $85,000 your first year just at the drop of a hat. Not to mention, there's a lot of also added perks. Now, if you come to work for us within 12 months of leaving the service, we'll go ahead and pay you at least whatever a 1-year experienced driver would be earning. So straight off the gate, just being a military veteran, thank you for your service, and we're going to start you out at least what a 1-year driver would make. Now, if your job in the military had something to do with transportation, like 88 Mike, we'll actually match year for year up to 10 years. So if you drove a truck in the military for 10 straight years and you come to work for us within the last 12 months of leaving the service, you start off at a 10-year pay rate.
Mm-hmm. And one of the things there too is you know, as of January 6th, 2 years ago, they can actually convert their military CDL to a Florida Cdl or whatever state they're in
Yeah, I think
without going through school.
that's one of the benefits in Florida. I don't know. I don't think Georgia is allowing that currently, but I know Georgia is one of those great things that they've done.
Well, Georgia has something even better where they don't pay any fees for any of that stuff, which is pretty cool. So yeah, so there's lots of things for our veterans out there, our active military. We have active military that come through the program. Let's talk. We got some people on. I'm just reading the chat board here. Is that they want to become a truck driver, but they're worried about their drill. You know, they drill once a month. How would Schneider handle that?
Bring us in your calendar where you're actually going to have to be, available for drill. You let us know. We're going to work around your schedule. Yeah, we're definitely doing that every day, and we have a whole team of individuals at our company that are set there to try to help make sure that this is a smooth transition.
All right, very nice, very nice. Now let's get to the fun stuff, the equipment. Okay, some of the most beautiful equipment. I love all the orange trucks. We just started going with orange trucks ourselves. Some of our new trucks that we just purchased are orange. But your trucks inside, let's go outside first. Let's talk about all of the different things that your guys' trucks have, and what are the benefits of going through Schneider versus some of these others with all of the safety features.
Well, one of the great things about us is we have an accident mitigation system on board on our equipment that keeps you from having accidents, rear end collisions, not to mention some of our newest equipment like the 2022 Freightliners that we have a 360-degree basically cameras around the truck. So doing away with that horrible statement of a blind spot. Whenever you turn on your blinker to go to the right-hand side, you actually have a monitor that pulls up that camera and shows you what's all the way down the side of your truck. Same for the left-hand side going forward. No cameras facing the driver, no microphones inside the cab of that truck. So we expect you to be a safe truck driver, but we're also going to give you the tools that help you make sure that you're not under any kind of false litigation for saying something that you didn't do.
And the privacy factor.
Very, very much so.
Privacy factor. The inside of the trucks are also pretty cool. And basically, they put a refrigerator in every truck, right?
Yes.
APU units.
Yes.
Microwaves or yes or no?
No on the microwaves, but we supply with 1800 watt power inverter. So it'll run a small microwave, it'll run an Xbox, it'll run a TV, those kind of amenities that if you wanted to add, they'd be easy. And we have the upgraded interiors on our trucks. So they come with a 8-inch memory foam mattress, and I'm 6'6". I can stretch out in the back of that truck, no problem.
Well, and I tell you, the difference between the mattress and the 8-inch mattress is a big deal,
That's a
especially
big
when you've
deal.
been in that chair all day.
Yeah,
So
we want you sleeping so well you have to set 2 alarm clocks in order to get up.
that's right. That's right. That's great. Um, what about, I'm starting to get some questions here about, who pays for tolls, things like that. So these guys aren't in school yet, but go ahead and talk about Schneider picks up.
Our truck also comes equipped with an Easy Pass and Pre-Pass system, which takes care of those tolls as you drive past. They're automatically billed to us, so you're not having to keep any cash on hand or deal with any of the toll booths. We also have a really good safety rating, so therefore we get to bypass a lot of the scale houses. And for you guys just getting into the industry, normally in each state, they weigh you to make sure that you're not overweight so that you don't damage bridges or the road systems that are already, crumbling. So for us, we make sure that that equipment is set up not only for comfort, but for safety. Some of our core values are, safety, integrity. And that's one of those things, those first two that really we build the rest of them on. And if it's one of those things, if you're not safe at the job you're doing, you're not going to be successful.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. So let's see. What else do we need to talk about, Marty? We probably want to talk a little bit about when a driver comes through National or any of the other truck driving schools. The next step is they're going to go to a finishing school.
Yes.
And what's Schneider's finishing school like?
If you're just going to do just the dry van, which is the standard, trailer that you see on the roads today, it's basically going to be 3 weeks, and that's orientation and training combined. And it's going to be specialized to the job that you pick. So tankers are being trained with tankers. Intermodal is going to be trained with intermodal, flatbed, you name it. Kind of makes sense that way. That way you're getting the hands-on one-on-one finishing treatment. Because the great thing about coming to a good school, an accredited school, is that you know the basics in order to get your Class A CDL, but we want to make sure we take you from a student driver to professional driver. And that's the reason why our training program is the way it is. It's set up to make you successful and safely doing so.
Okay, I got distracted. Sorry about that. Did you
No
talk about
problem.
did you talk about how does a driver get paid during training?
For training for us, it's $80 a day for 7 days a week. Now, a lot of my drivers get home, for the weekends or get time off during that weekend, but most of them stay for 3 weeks, and we hammer it out, make sure that you know what you need to do. And the last and final week while you're with your mentor, they're going to be specifically riding beside you and making sure that you have every tool that you need in order to be successful. Not only that, you're also going to get to know your mentor, your trainer, very well. And they're going to give you their cell phone so that if there's ever any kind of situation that you come across out on the road, they're just really at the drop of a dime. You can talk to the people that were there to help you.
Perfect. Let's open up the telephone lines and see what questions are out there. So if anybody online has a question for Marty, go ahead and raise your hand. I'll also work on some of these questions on the board here. Let's go with Thomas Edwards. Thomas, go ahead. Hey, Thomas.
Hello, how you doing?
Good. What's your question tonight?
Once you're a driver, do you bring your trucks home or do you have to park it back at the yard?
Good question.
Each account is different. Like for the tankers, you have to be able to park at a truck wash and have that truck washed out before you leave out again. So each job is specific about home time and the truck assigned to you. But majority of our freight is not slip seat. If that was the gist of the question, most of it you have your own truck and it's going to be yours unless you're doing local work. A local job, you'd have one driver drive for 12 hours, switch out, and another driver finishes and takes over from there. Good question.
Thank you.
Okay. I got a question here from James Douglas. Doesn't look like he has a microphone. He wants to know about a pet and a rider-friendly policies.
Good question as well. Currently, right now, for our team drivers, if you're running team and got somebody else that's in the truck with you that can help take care of that animal in case it gets out of the cage or gets loose. So yeah, currently we are allowing pets with team drivers only.
Okay.
But another good question.
Very good. We're going to go to Christopher Mathis. Christopher, if you go ahead and just click your microphone, you should be able to get on. Muted by the organizer. Hold on. Try again, Christopher. So it was muted by the organizer. I didn't mute you. Christopher, try one more time. There you go. There you are. I can hear you.
Yes, sir. I had a question about home time.
Go ahead.
Well, go ahead.
Listening.
Each job has its own home time and its own away schedule. Just thinking about the jobs that I pulled up today, I had several jobs that were home weekly, had several jobs that were home multiple times a week. So going to SchneiderJobs.com, you can literally put in your zip code, and each job will tell you how many times you're going to be home during the week, or if you want to be gone and make as much money as possible, you can actually do what is called the Jet Set program, where we will literally fly you out to a place where we have a huge demand for truck drivers. You'll work in that area for 3 weeks and then come home. We'll fly you there and back, and you come home and take the next 5 days off. So a week off after working 3 weeks. But another great question.
And pretty much industry standard is 1 day for every 6.
Industry standard, but again, I have some jobs that come open for like Florida Core that actually are come open quite often to where you're home daily. So I do have local jobs that come open. Now this is out of the Florida area.
Right. Christopher, where do you live?
I'm in Florida, Jacksonville.
Okay, great. Well, we hope we see you at the school. Thanks for asking that question. We're going to go next to Eugene Cobb. Hi, Eugene.
How are you?
I'm good, Eugene. How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Good. What kind of questions can we get for you tonight?
Okay, the question I have is with the hazmat and the doubles. So does Schneider do that, or how does that work?
Yes, great question. We actually do doubles and triple. Well, I don't think we have any triples, but you definitely could take advantage of the endorsement, that doubles and triple endorsement. And we do some hazmat as well. So again, each individual area has each jobs that are available to you. And if that tanker job or if that job that pulls hazmat requires the hazmat, then you'd want to get that so that you could have the opportunity for that home time or that pay scale or whatever it is that you're needing to get to. You just realize that those endorsements are nothing but helpful. The only one I can think of that we don't use currently is going to be the passenger, but everything else from the tankers, the hazmat, the doubles, the triples, it can be used. And we will, if you get those things, we will actually reimburse you for it. Now for our tanker division, we just need to really see that you're interested. So the first thing would be to get the tanker endorsement, but then we would work with you after you got hired on in order to get your hazmat.
Does that answer your question? Okay, good.
Yeah, it answered my question. It answered my question. That was pretty much something I was interested in.
All right, very good. Gerald is from Fort Hood, and he's going to be getting out in 2 months, and he wants to know what he needs to go to Schneider.
Get your Class A CDL from an accredited school, and one of those things is easy. Find the job that you're looking for, go to SchneiderJobs.com, pull up your zip code, and see all the jobs that are available to you. So after you see that that's a job that really interests you versus home time, pay scale, click on it, hit apply now. And whenever you apply, we can go ahead and get the process started. And each job, if you see it and it's just perfect for you, you go ahead and fill out the full application. We could hold that job for up to 30 days for you while you're going to school, getting out, whatever you need to do.
Okay. We're going to go to Thomas Edwards. Thomas. Thomas, go ahead and click your name there, your microphone. Thomas, you can click your microphone. I think we talked to Thomas already. I don't know. He's not clicking. All right. All right. All right. Well, it seems we get this question almost every
Hello?
webinar. Oh, go ahead, Thomas.
All
Yep,
right.
we can go ahead.
Another question.
Go ahead.
Okay. I'm just doing the third party test
Mhm.
for the road test to get the hard copy.
Right.
Would I still be accepted at Schneider, or would I actually have to go to the school first?
Okay, so what he has going here, Marty, is he went and got his CDL on his own without going through a school, and he wants to know if he could actually get a job with Schneider without that, without the training certificate.
Currently, we're needing a school for verification purposes. So I would definitely suggest that there's a lot of benefits to going to these schools. And come February of next year, you know, from the ELDT, you will have to go through an accredited school. So
Yep. Okay, and we're actually starting our ELDT. Is going to start at our school January the 3rd. So what we're doing for ELDT is, instead of most of the 4-week schools are going to have to expand to 5 weeks or 6 weeks to get everything in, we're doing an online course first, and then we're gonna do the 4 weeks, but it's going to be all hands-on in that 4 weeks. And then, of course, we'll have a certificate that'll go to FMCSA through the clearinghouse. You'd have to have that before you could even get an
yes.
appointment for a third-party test. Okay, so I hope that answers that question, Thomas.
Yeah, that saddens me, but okay.
Yeah. Well, if you do get it done, though, you're not, you'd have a license. You just need a training certificate for a major carrier to hire you. Doesn't mean you couldn't get an intrastate job, or maybe working with an owner operator, providing that their insurance would cover you.
Right.
Okay.
All
So
right.
just give us a call when, and we can walk you through some stuff.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks.
All right. So I was going to say that Billy Wren, he says he had a felony 2 or 3 years ago, and would Schneider hire him because he had a felony?
Each application is looked at case by case, so there's not a hard no for anyone. So definitely get those applications in and apply, because I've never seen it better to be a truck driver than it is today. And again, in 20 years, there's things that I can offer a driver, especially a student driver, that I've never been able to offer before. From local jobs, to being able to overlook driving history, to be able to overlook some criminal. So again, the easiest thing to do is to get that application in and be as honest as you possibly can be. And that way, if we say yes, you're never having to look over your shoulder. You know you've got a great job.
Yep. And again, be honest. Just be honest about it, and you're golden. Let's go to Christopher Mathis.
Yes, sir. This is the last question. I mean, I've been wanting to drive trucks since I was little.
Okay.
But with the training, you say you have a lot of room for training, but do we get to actually deal with, like, making turns going in the inner city, like downtown? Like,
you're talking about when you're here at school?
Yes, sir. How does that deals
yeah.
with?
Yeah, you're out on the road for 3 weeks before you even graduate, making turns, and you're going to drive up through Jacksonville, and you're going to go through Palatka, and you're going to drive on 95.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, sir. That's my last question.
No problem. As many as you like. All right. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about that after we're done with Marty in just a minute. Eugene, did you have another question?
Yeah, yeah, I got another question for the Snyder. Pretty much, I was trying to see like once you finish the school, I was trying to see about the how do they do the sign-on bonuses and
Good
how
question.
would that work?
Yeah, on most of the jobs that we've got listed, not only do we have a sign-on bonus for experienced drivers, but we also have sign-on bonuses for students. Now, the last one I looked at was a $6,000 for an experienced driver, but the student driver also got a $2,500 sign-on bonus. So you come on board, and our sign-on bonuses are paid out in monthly increments, and all of our sign-on bonuses are paid out within the first year. Like if you decided that you want to run teams, some of my accounts have a $12,000 sign-on bonus for each driver running teams.
And that's above and beyond tuition reimbursement and any of the other benefits.
Yes, it's extra. It's neither either or. It's always plus.
Okay, so and how much was the tuition reimbursement with Schneider?
It's $200 a month if you're doing a solo driver. It's $400 a month if you're running teams, and that's up to $7,000.
Okay, so it would cover all of national because we're only $64.95, so it'd pay 100%.
Perfect.
Beautiful. Okay, very good. All right. Okay, I'm getting some more questions about the felonies and driving records. You answered that pretty well. It's case by case type of a deal. If people want to get a hold of you, Marty, I have your picture up here,
Perfect.
right here, and is that the number you want them to use?
Yes, that is my cell phone, and the email address is always connected to me. So if you have any questions, just make sure if you call, leave a message, because a lot of times I'm traveling.
All right, and you know, Marty does come by the class.
Yes.
He'll be by pretty much almost every class next year. He's already signed up to come visit. So you'll get to meet Marty and some other companies as well. And, you know, there's lots of good reasons to go with Schneider. All right. Any other questions? Oh, one more question from Thomas. Thomas, go ahead.
Alrighty. Now I'm an experienced driver. I just lost my license and had to renew them. So if I still wanted to go with Snyder, I would have to still come through the school. And how would the tuition work?
If you go through school, yeah, we'll pay you back. As long as you come to us first after your school, yep, we'll pay you back for the tuition. And again, I can't speak for the school, what they do and what they offer, but again, it wouldn't be as much, I wouldn't think it'd be as much schooling as you would need, probably a refresher course, especially if you had years of actual driving under your belt. It also depends on how long ago it was.
Okay.
Yeah, how long you been out of the truck?
Probably about 3 or 4 years now.
3 or 4 years.
Yeah, I would definitely suggest you going through the full program, because things change so fast in the industry. Like even me with driving a truck and have been in it as long as I have, each year something new comes up with the ELD training, with the logbooks, anything that you can imagine. The best thing about picking a good school is that you're going to be the most up to date on the rules and the regulations as they change.
Okay.
And that's a good point also about the trucking companies you pick. Because you know, like I know Schneider does. You send out little things through your Qualcomm, right?
Yes, it's constantly updating with new changes and regulations based on the state and where you drive, because each state does something completely different. And it's one of those things. We want our drivers to be most up to date with the new rules and regulation changes. That way, they don't have any problems with Mr. DOT.
Beautiful.
Okay. I was excited about Snyder. I like the things you offer and your up to date equipment, as well as have a team driver trained together. My partner and I wanted to be team drivers. So
that's great.
Yeah.
Yep. And the sign-on bonuses for team, phenomenal.
But yeah, I've never seen it higher. So it's a great thing.
Okay. So, all
Thank
right.
you.
Very good. All right. All right. I don't see any more hands. Again, this is Marty Frady, 423-394-9439. And it's Frady M at SchneiderJobs.com. Schneider.com. All right, very good. Well, thanks so much for coming on, Marty. I appreciate it.
Anytime.
Give me a call tomorrow and I'll share some other stuff with you.
Oh, thank you, sir.
All right, and I'm going to get back to our regular presentation, a little bit more about national training and about our program. So for those of you that are interested in the school, hang out with me for a few more minutes. For those who just came on for a Schneider, terrific. Get your applications in. It's never too late to apply, right? Go apply. Maybe that job that you want's not there right now, but it could be there tomorrow. So go ahead and do that. All right. And all right, so now I'm back on us. And so our programs, again, 350-acre campus. Why drive a truck for a living? I think Marty really shared a lot of good reasons to drive a truck. But the most important thing that I hear and comes down is job security. It's never going to go away. It's never going to go away. Okay. You're not going to be replaced by a robot or any of that. Even if they have the autonomous trucks, there's still going to be a pilot in those trucks, somebody with a CDL. Lots of different types of driving. We went through that with Marty. Local, regional, over the road, tankers, all things like that. Most people, the first time though that they get up into the truck is right here at the school. And we train in 9-speed and 10-speed transmissions. We also have automatics. We have cab overs, we have day cabs, we have condos, and we have extended condos. Okay, so really nice equipment. This here is, this is a typical work, okay, typical working truck. Most of the companies today, like Schneider was talking about, they want to keep you comfortable. They above the air ride seats on both sides now, and sometimes in the back as well. So it's comfortable, ergonomic, and all of the things like that. Pretty neat. This is another work truck, where the passenger seat does a whole 180, pull-out table, bed, a bunk, another bunk can come down over here. You can see out, but nobody can see in. Okay. Lots of driving jobs, all different kinds, all around the country. Home time is a big deal these days. I want to also talk about, Schneider was giving out really big numbers, and what I want to talk about is what the Department of Labor statistics is saying. They're saying that the average for a truck driver, general freight, is $25.83 an hour, about 46,000. I'm seeing a whole lot more than that. So these are older numbers. This was pre-pandemic. I'm seeing $50,000 and $60,000 in people's jobs. So that's pretty good. And again, if you're a team, you can double or triple that depending upon the company. Our school qualifications are a little bit harder than most schools. We are going to look at your driving record. We're going to look at your criminal background. We're going to look at your physical ability. Can you lift 50 pounds? We're going to have to give you a drug test the very first day. Okay, you can't be on medical marijuana. You can't be on any type of marijuana coming through CDL or going through a federal DOT drug test. You would fail. Okay. Most important is we want to know what your intensity is to succeed. Can we get you a job as soon as you graduate? There's no sense in putting money into anything unless you can get a job. Am I employable? That kind of a thing. At school, I do see you guys' hands. I'll pick you guys up in just a second. It's 4 weeks long. The first week is a lot of book work, a lot of classroom work. Right. The second week is going to start out on the equipment. You're going to go out there doing pre-trip. You'll do pre-trip every single day. That 1.25 miles, you're going to ride that 1.25 miles that Monday through Thursday of that second week. By that Friday, now you're out onto the public roads, which is here. And then you're going to learn all of the different backing maneuvers. You're going to do your straight line, your offset, your alley dock, and your parallel parking on sight side and blind side. Okay. The instructors are going to go over every gauge with you. You're going to know exactly what your truck is doing, why, and when. You're going to be able to see, feel, hear everything going on with your truck. This is that 1.25 mile highway that I talk about. We're the only school that has anything like this. So you learn how to upshift, how to downshift, and how to stop a 70-foot tractor trailer before you ever go out onto the public roadways. This area right here, this is the state of Florida testing pad. Okay, we have 3 state of Florida testers on our at our school here, and you'll take your state test here as well. So you'll do your 180 hours, you graduate, and then you can take your CDL right in the same spot. We also have simulators here at the school. Okay, this is kind of new for us, but we have simulators at the school. And today I had a guy that wasn't doing well shifting. We brought him into the simulator, got him shifting on the simulator. 2 hours, put him back out in the truck, and he was fine. He did great. So we're finding this is a kind of a cool tool to kind of help out. Most important thing we do here at National Training, though, is placement. Our students will have 2-3 jobs even before they graduate. Okay, we've been working our graduate to work program for about 38 years now. It really does work. We have different come in every week. There'll be different companies coming in during lunch, want you to go to work for them and tell you why, just kind of like Marty did tonight. But he'll go into a lot more of the nitty gritty in the classroom. We do one-on-one private counseling. Not everybody comes to National Training to be an over-the-road driver or to be a driver. There's lots of different things there to do. We have job boards that you can go to at truckschool.com/jobs. If you want to stay at the hotel while you're here for the 3 or 4 weeks, it's only $902 for the 4 weeks, so it's about $34 a night, and the rooms are double occupancy, very clean, very safe. The school itself is only $64.95. Most of the companies' tuition reimbursement will pick it up, but if you want to drive local and there's no tuition reimbursement, we have financing also. We work with outside banks and credit unions. We work with Workforce, Voc Rehab, all of the veterans, TAA. We have income share agreements through MIA, income share. We also do in-house financing and, of course, tuition reimbursement. After all, we've been doing this for a very, very long time. It's all good. We have it all. We have companies, we have jobs, we have industry recognition throughout the whole country. We have impeccable governmental relationships. We have guaranteed tuition financing for everybody. So I don't care if you have good credit or bad credit or even no credit. If you, I have a program for you to make that work. We've had over 38,000 graduates who possibly came here before you tonight. We have a program that's really fun to complete, and we have an awesome, awesome training facility. Again, we want to thank all of our students that come through the Department of Veterans Affairs or post 9/11 GI Bill, all of our different vocational rehab students, our federal ones, as well as all the different state rehabs that work with us, all of the state workforces, different states, and all the Indian tribes, the Bureau of Indian Affairs. These government agencies send them to us because they know they're going to have jobs when they get out. And National Training is where trucking companies come for new drivers. They know their driver's going to be able to drive, they're going to be able to back up, and they're going to be able to represent their companies. We do have these webinars every other week. So every other week we have a different company. Let's go ahead and Nicholas, I'm going to start with you. I think you had your hand up first. If you go ahead and click on your microphone, Nicholas Fields. Nicholas, if you just click on your microphone, you should be able to talk. All right, Thomas Edwards, go ahead, Thomas, your microphone's open.
All right, thank you. Another question.
Go ahead.
Originally, I came in, I had a schedule to take the driving test on the 29th.
Okay.
And canceled, so they moved me up till Friday, this Friday coming. With learning what I learned tonight, what can I do about that? Because I paid for the test already.
Well, if okay, with third-party testing, the state of Florida says that you can't change your appointment unless it's outside of the 3 business days or 72 hours. So you would be too late to change it for this Friday. You would have had to do that on Tuesday. Oh, is today Tuesday? Yeah,
Today
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
We can do it.
You would have to do it today, but there's nobody there.
And
You would
they
have
just
to do
told
it
me
today
today
before
to
5.
change from the 29th.
They changed you to the 29th for what reason?
Well, originally, like I said, my original date was the only opening they had. And I said, well, if you ever get a cancellation where I can do it earlier, notify me, in which they did today, for Friday. And now learning what I learned tonight, it's gonna be kind of obsolete to even take the test because it's not any good.
Yeah, well, like what you might want to do, Thomas, is you might want to just schedule some simulator time,
Ah, okay.
to pass that test anyway. I'm pretty sure you're gonna have to take the test on Friday. You're gonna be too late to change it. But give her a call. Maybe she can get you in before Friday for some simulator time.
Okay.
Okay.
Alrighty.
All righty. Nicholas, your microphone's open. Go ahead.
Yeah. I'm from Florida, and then I would like to know how much do they pay a day for training?
You're talking about Schneider?
Yeah, Schneider. Yeah.
I believe they were saying it was between 500 and 700 during training. Do I got that right? Everybody, you can. I'm pretty sure that's what. Yeah, it's between 500 and 700 during the training period.
A week. Okay.
Yeah, but that's after
Yeah,
you're going
that's
to work
pretty
for.
cool.
That's after you finish your regular school. When you're going to them for their training, you don't get paid while you're in regular school, though.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, but so I have my CDL already.
You already have a CDL. Okay, so yeah, you can go
Yeah,
right.
I already have a CDL.
Yeah, and you went to school, right? You have a training certificate.
Yeah, I do.
Okay, so
I have hazmat endorsement on my CDL too.
yeah. Okay, so all you got to do is go ahead and apply at jobs. Okay, Schneider Jobs, and they'll hire you.
Oh, okay, no problem.
Okay, all righty, very good. All right, do I have any other questions? I want to thank everybody for being on here tonight. Christopher Mathis, go ahead, Christopher.
Yes, sir. I had a question about background. I haven't been in trouble for the last 11 years.
Chances are you're going to be fine. Chances are you'll be fine. Just talk with your representative, let them know what it is, and they'll advise you. Because if it's something bad, they're not going to let you in the school anyway.
Okay, yeah, it's non-violent.
Yeah, I'm sure it's going to be fine. If it's more than 10 years old, as long as you tell the company about it, it's not going to hurt you, especially if you haven't had any other trouble in 10 years.
Okay, so mostly I'm talking about the school.
Oh, same for the school. I mean, that would 10 years old isn't going to bother us any. As long as I mean, if it was murder and things like that, or probably worse than that is domestic violence. That's a big one. But
okay.
But yeah, you'll be fine, Christopher. Who are you working with? Which one of the reps are you working with?
Oh man, I have his name. I got it written down on my in my notepad on my phone, but I'm going to give him a call tomorrow.
Cal Miller or Reese Zimmerman?
Reese,
yeah.
don't
worry. Reese has been here 30-something years. I've never ever had anybody complain about Reese. He's by the book, and all of his people go right to work. So if he takes you in, you're good.
Yes, sir.
All right. Yeah, he's great.
Thank you.
He's a great guy. All righty.
Okay. All right.
All righty. Great. Okay. All right. I want to thank everybody for coming on tonight. I think we had a real good thing there with Marty. We're going to bring Marty back on December the 7th, 2021. We're going to have an open house January the 8th. We just had one last week, so December is kind of a rough month with all the holidays. So January 8th will be our next open house. And if you're waiting to go to school, come up, drive a truck on that day. You can also drive a piece of heavy equipment. It's just a lot of fun. So I welcome everybody to come out. If you want to come out before that, make an appointment, and they'll take you on a tour. They'll put you in a truck, and they'll take you down to heavy equipment. Okay. Thanks everybody for coming to National Training Truck webinar. Again, we appreciate you finding out about these different companies each week. All right. Contact your representative tomorrow or our admissions office. They're open at 9 a.m. 1-800-488-7364. Your lost time is costing you big money. It's all good. Just make sure you call. Thank you, everybody. To get out of the webinar, it's very simple tonight. All you have to do is hit File, Exit, Leave Webinar. File, Exit, Leave Webinar. All right. Good night, everybody.